Alright, Ashton, we are going to begin Module 3, Lesson 5 today, Practice Fraction Operations. So, by the end of today, you should be able to use the least common multiple and the greatest common factor to write fractions with like denominators and solve fraction problems using the 4 operations. So this is everything: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'm on page 91 in your math book, Ashton, and we're going to go ahead and get started and right here. Okay? It says, Tom is running an obstacle course. Monkey bars make up 1/4 of the course, and hurdles make up 1/3 of the course. A wall climb and sprint make up the rest. What fraction of the course do the monkey bars and the hurdles make up? Okay? So it says monkey bars make up 1/4 of the course, hurdles make up 1/3 of the course, and our question is asking us, what fraction of the course do the monkey bars and the hurdles make up? Okay? Monkey bars and hurdles. So these are the two pieces of information that are given to us in the problem, and they want to know just how much of that course is made up by those two parts of it. So we're going to be adding 1/4 plus 1/3 to equal the amount of the course that's made up by those two fractions. Okay? So we are going to need to find a common denominator. So we're going to be adding 1/4 plus 1/3. Okay, this is something that hopefully you did early on in the school year. 1/4 and 1/3, and we're looking for the lowest common multiple, the LCM of both 4 and 3, which you can probably tell is 12. I would multiply 4 times 3 to get 12, 1 times 3 to get 3. Do the same thing down here. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. So to add those, I'm adding 3/12 plus 4/12, and I get 7/12. So 7/12 of the course are the monkey bars and the hurdles. 7/12. Okay. Now it says here, how is the least common multiple used when adding fractions with unlike denominators? Okay. How is it used? Well, if I was thinking of both 4 and 3, my two denominators, I'd be listing the multiples of both 4 and 3. So skip counting: 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, so on. For 3, it would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, so on. Okay? And I'm looking to try to find the same number on both lists. That is the lowest, so that's 12 and 12. And that's like taking the fourths and splitting them into smaller pieces to make twelfths. Same thing with the third, taking those thirds, splitting them into 4 equal pieces to make twelfths. Okay? I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself up here because I showed all my work for this portion down here. So we'll just kind of slide through this next part here. What is the LCM of the two denominators? We just said it's 12. And we rewrote the fraction 1/4 using the LCM of 3 thirds. So I've got this where I made 3/12. And we're writing 1/3 using the LCM of 3 and 4. 1/3 times 4/4. Okay, so that's where I get my 4/12 from, and then I add 3/12 plus 4/12 to get 7/12. Oh my goodness, I did all those steps and you couldn't even see me. Alright, now hopefully you can see it. Alright, Ashton. Okay, moving forward. Number 2 says, Tina takes 2 1/4 fewer seconds to finish the hurdles than to complete the monkey bars. How long does Tina take to finish the hurdles? So 2 1/4 fewer seconds to me sounds like a subtraction problem. So we are going to have 7 1/2 minus 2 1/4. Okay, so we're using subtraction. Now, what is the LCM of the denominators in this problem? So if we have 2 and 4, the lowest common multiple of both 2 and 4. The lowest number that would show up on both lists of multiples would be 4, right? We can use that for both 2 and 4. Now it's asking me to rewrite the fractions using the LCM. Okay? So if I had 1/2 times 2 over 2, I would get 2/4. Okay? And 1/4 is already has a denominator of fourths, so I'm going to multiply that times 1 over 1, which is 1/4. Okay? Now D says write and evaluate an expression to find how long it takes Tina to complete the hurdles. Now you notice they have these boxes here set up for a mixed number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refer back up to my problem here. Instead of saying 7.5 now, I'm going to say 7, and we converted that to 2/4 minus 2 and 1/4, and that leaves me with 5 and 1/4 seconds. Now I can only do this subtraction here because both denominators are the same. Alright, so I had to do this step first to get to this point. Hopefully that's a review of some lessons that you did earlier on in the year. Okay. Number 3, Devon spent 2/15 of his savings on a video game. He then spent 6 1/4 times as much on a bike. What fraction of his original savings did he spend on the bike? Okay. I like problems like this because it tells me right in there what operation I'm using. It says times. So what operation do you need to use to solve this problem? I need multiplication. And I'm going to be finding out what 6 1/4 times 2/15 is. Okay? Now just some fill in the blanks here. To multiply a fraction and a mixed number, convert 6 1/4 from a mixed number to a fraction. 6 1/4 is the same as 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. So I get 25/4 times 2/15 doesn't change, it just stays the same. Okay? (25/4) times 2/15. Now what I would do in this instance is I would simplify first. Okay? So by doing that, I would cross simplify, or you can do it like this. 25 times 2 is 50. 4 times 15 is 60. Okay, these are pretty manageable numbers, so I don't mind doing it this way. Then I'm left with 50/60ths. So how do you get from 60 to 6? You divide by 10 to get 6, and do the same thing on the top. 50 divided by 10 is 5. So my answer is 5/6. Okay? So we've done an addition. We've done a subtraction. We've done a multiplication. Chances are the last problem here is going to be division. Okay, that's the most recent lesson that you've done, so this should be the freshest in your mind. Number 4 says, on Saturday, Pedro has 3.5 hours to practice on an obstacle course. If it takes him 1/4 hour to complete the course, how many times can he go through the course in 3.5 hours? Write a division expression to represent the situation. So he's got 3.5 hours to practice, and it takes him 1/4 of an hour. So that's 3.5 divided by 1/4. Okay? Now they're asking us to evaluate. Oh no, come on. Why are you so weird? Evaluate the division expression using the reciprocal of the divisor. So that means we have 3.5 divided by 1/4, which is 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7 halves, times the reciprocal of 1/4 is 4 over 1. And I would cross out my 2 to make it a 1, cross out my 4 to make it a 2, and I'm left with 14 over 1, which is just 14. So he can go through that course 14 times if he wants to. Alright, now this C says, explain how you can use the GCF to write your answer from part B in simplest form. If I wouldn't have done this step here where I crossed out and simplified my 2 and 4, I would have wound up with 28 over 2. Now the greatest common factor of both 28 and 2 is 2. So that would be like doing 28 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2. So that would be how I got 14 and 1. 14 over 1. Alright, same thing though. Does not matter how many times, which way you do it in terms of your simplifying. You can simplify before or after. A lot of times it'll make your work easier though. Okay? Now, this is the time where you are going to pause your video, and I'm gonna have you complete the check understanding portion. And once you complete the check understanding portion, you can cross that, check your answers against mine, and I'll pause my video also so I can give you a chance and give myself a chance to fill in those answers. Okay? And then once you're ready, restart the video and check your answers against mine. Alright? Go ahead. Okay, one thing I just wanted to point out to you, Ashton, is it's very important that you make sure you're doing the correct operation for each one. So, number 1, just be sure that you're using multiplication to solve. Number 2, be sure that you're using addition to solve. And number 3 is also an addition problem. Okay, so part of this lesson is making sure that you're understanding which operation to use. So that was just something I wanted to chime in with. Okay, before I show you my answer. Okay, Ashton. So these are the answers for numbers 1 through 6 on this page. So you can take a moment and pause the video where you need to, so you can check and compare your answers with these answers. And if you've had a chance to check those, I'm going to flip ahead and show you page 94 on your own. Number 7 and 8. See how that stacks up against what you've got. Here's the solution for number 9. Okay, I'm not going to leave it on the camera for very long. You can pause if necessary. And for numbers 10 through 14, here's your answers as well. Okay. For numbers 15 through 23, I didn't mention this before. 18 and 19 we can leave out for now. Here are your answers for 15 and 16. And 20 through 23 down here at the bottom. Okay? We're going to stop there for now, Ashton. You don't have to do any further than there. Except for tomorrow, I'll have you complete sorry about that. For you don't have to do page 96. What I'm going to have you do, though, for an assignment to submit to me will be page 97. The more practice and homework, that's on page 97 in your book, and the test prep, which is on page 98. Okay? If you do those two things, you'll be caught up until the end of the week, Thursday, and then on Friday we'll be doing this review. Okay? So I like the way that you submitted those answers to me on the Google Doc. The only problem is, Ashton, I can't see any of your work, so I have a hard time knowing what you were thinking. All I can tell you is basically if you were right or wrong. So if you do find a way, or if it is possible for you to if it's possible for you to scan a picture of your work, I can have a better understanding of what you were thinking when you were solving and how I could help you to get those solutions. Okay? So this will take us through today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday, and this will be due by tomorrow evening. Okay? All right, Ashton. We will catch up soon.